mean, I would be out in the water and, I'd be with longboarders at Cardiff when I was a kid in surf PE, and they'd be catching all the waves, and I didn't know why the hell, they would take all the waves, because they're not going to do anything that's going to, I thought it was unfair. I was like, I'm the one trying to be, a pro surfer. I need this wave because I need to learn, and that was, to me, the contests were like school, They're kind of like these lessons that people are teaching you. You're learning this, what people think surfing should be, They have their criteria and they teach it to you. Maybe a more indirect way than sitting in a classroom, but pretty much the same damn thing. That contesting really teaches you to channel your energy, because you focus so much on that kind of stuff if you're gonna do well. And I would never ever trade that part of my surfing early on. I feel like it's one of the most valuable things, It's like you're going home and you're doing your homework. It's because you kind of have to be a part of the game. It's like when you get out of school, if you care to better your knowledge, then you start searching for the truth and start trying to learn beyond what people can teach you. The progression with shortboarding for me was slowing down so much, surfing the same waves that I grew up surfing. It had just almost come to a screeching halt, I was in the shortboard mentality as far as if you ride a quad fin, it's gonna screw you for how hard you shred on a thruster. Didn't even want to try anything. And I was still in that when I started riding longboards. I was like, there's no translation here, these can't connect. So that's the first thing I shaped. The pink fish was one of the biggest ones, because that was the first time I'd ever made something that my knowledge of a shortboard is going to benefit me to ride this. So I was like, shit, this thing feels insane. I don't even know why I would ever surf a wave under head high and a half on a thruster again, ever. There was just feelings that I got out of it that you couldn't get, and it made me enjoy riding a thruster more too when I got back on one. Because I looked at it with different eyes, because I was learning boards that make you draw lines. I've realized that I push my surfing in such a different way since then. 95% of the people in the water don't even realize that you've done anything better than you did a year ago, but it's that kind of progression. So it's something where you're constantly doubting yourself is probably the perfect ride. For the first time, you really surrender to that board and put yourself in a position that you're not sure. And the second you start to make it, that's the craziest surfing. There's it's in the back, it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up, and it's can happen on a 1 foot wave. If I saw someone else making the boards that I'm making, I would probably laugh at it and think they're a bit lost and all over the map and just, but to me that's 100% it all just makes sense. There's no reason why I wouldn't. They're not so beautiful, and I kind of laugh at them the first time I shape some of them sometimes, but the second you get it in the water and it proves to you how functional and how good it really is, then that's when the beauty comes out in it. Carl Ekstrom started the asymmetrical thing, and I think it was 67 that he started doing them. And when everybody was riding defin longboards, and that might have been like too far in advance, like it might have been too early to introduce something like that. It would have been a bit radical to have that back then. You ride one side, like surfing's a traverse. It's never like a flat thing. Like the water enters your board at an angle, and it just like there's no reason symmetry should be the end all, because at what point do you ride both sides? Like it does give your board balance in a sense, but there's no reason to even have balance in a board, because we stand with a staggered stance and our leverage underneath our toes versus the leverage we have off our heels is so much different. If we were parallel stance and rode like that, I'm sure symmetrical boards would be awesome. I don't know why people think it's such an extreme idea. I don't think it's all that different. They work both ways. Like some of the best backside surfing I've ever had, felt like I've ever done, is on asymmetrical boards. As a whole, the asymmetrical tail is sort of taking on this like skewed thruster with two fins on the heel side and one fin on the toe side. It's kind of like I have felt them before when I feel like I'm getting it right, where it does have that sort of three fin, like 3-point transition in your turns, where you get like bing, bing, bing in your turns. That provides the predictability that we've all come to freaking depend on. Without like visual compromise, I follow what I feel. The only reason for me not to do asymmetricals is because that is something that I can't justify making it asymmetrical. It's not how it comes across to other people, it's how entertained I am.